Hey guys, Opsik here, and today I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on Bitcoin. I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on Bitcoin for the coming months, perhaps even years, and also I'll go into some other coins such as Dogecoin and perhaps ETH. Okay, so anyways, so to start, I'd like to start by calling out this level. So for this level, I have been predicting that we will go under it for a very long time. So if you had followed me, you would have seen that I've posted many charts saying we will go under this level to engineer sellers. Not for any other reason, just the reason we would go under this level would be to engineer sellers to go up, okay? The difference between this level and other levels is when we went under this level, we quickly bought back up. When you go under a lot of sell-side liquidity, such as a level like this is going to contain a lot of stop losses, in this case, sell stops. So obviously when price takes it, it's supposed to go for a very big dip. However, sometimes price is not going to do that. And when it doesn't do that, such as now, that means somebody had limits under these lows, holding price up where it is. So somebody essentially was buying out all of these stop losses, okay? Now, you can all take guesses on who it is. I already know. Like in my opinion is really strong about this. I think it's the banks manipulating price like this because they are the only ones who have such sums of money. But you can think whatever you think. There is somebody. That's all that matters. Somebody has been buying. And how can we tell this? Because over here, when we will go under this low, market reacts normally and we just continue to dump. Over here, once we go under this low, market reacts normally and we just continue to dump. That's how it's supposed to be. When a lot of people are selling, price is going to have to dump all the way down to where there's buyers that are willing to match the price. If there are buyers willing to match the price right away, that just means it's not retail. That just means there's a big institution with a lot of money that set limits over here. By a lot of money, I mean enough money to hold Bitcoin price over here versus all of the billions of dollars of capitalization that were all around these levels. And notice how we perfectly went down to also these areas because there were some more liquidations to go for around these areas. So anyways, with that being said, now we have went under here. Some big institution has, with a lot of money, has bought this, okay? Now we are going for a retest of the resistance. Now, I know some of you may think, oh, this is a bearish retest, oh, price should continue going down. No. When somebody buys out all of these fucking stops, notice how perfectly it happened as well. Sell stops were right over here. Price dumps to it and instantly goes back up. The reason it continued to go down after that is because some people bought this and now they thought this low was safe. So it went down under this to engineer more sellers. It went down under this, yeah, because there were some stops perhaps over here, but mainly to engineer sellers by engineering the way the market looks like. Structure, you see the structure? So, with that being said, now many of you are going to be looking to sell over here because, oh, bearish retest, resistance level, makes sense, right? No. You know what's going to happen over here? You think that somebody who bought all of this over here is really going to let you take price down? No, for that reason, we are seeing price hold up. How come we retest such a fucking major resistance level and price does not fucking react from it? Look at this shitty reaction. How come that happens? If somebody in your neighborhood owned half the apartments and you were to put all of them for sale, price would take a fucking dip. How come over here it does not take a fucking dip? Tell me. I'll tell you why. Because whenever you're fucking selling over here, somebody is fucking buying from you. Price is always at a place where there are equal buyers and sellers. So let's just think, who the fuck would buy at the resistance? Let's just think. Obviously, it's not retail. There are three bodies in the markets. There are banks and institutions, algorithms, and retail. Retail is obviously majorly unprofitable. For one to win, somebody has to lose. Do the math, algos and banks and institutions dominate. So, with that being said, the algos, the banks, or the institutions, one of the three or all of them, are buying from you whenever you're selling around these areas, and you're their liquidity. Now, the chew suckers have sold over here, and they have accumulated longs, what they're going to do is they're going to manipulate price up here. And now obviously all of the buy stops resting up here, because if you short and you want to close your short, that's called a buy stop, because you have to open a long to close it. Now all of the buy stops, the banks and institutions and all that, they can do one of two things. They can either sell to the buy stops, or they can let them affect the market. So by that I mean, over here they bought the sell stops. Over here, if they don't sell to the buy stops, price is just going to skyrocket, and we're probably just going to see a huge up candle taking us all the way up above these and all the way up to this unmitigated supply, which is right up here. Okay, so some of you may not believe me. I think we will. This level is inevitable, and I think we're going to come here. Now, I know some of you may not believe me. Just test this logic. Look back on the charts. I've called the Eurodollar bottom like this. I've called the S&P 500 bottom like this. Just scroll through my Twitter. Anyways, let's talk a little bit more about it. So, what scenarios could possibly play out over here? So, I think that this is extremely likely to be the bottom. However, things could happen over time. If we stay here for too long, that may engineer a lot of buyers around this level, because you see there's like this bullish order block and all that. So if we stay here for too long, that could engineer a lot of buyers over here, which means this low is now going to be sell side liquidity, which means we might want to stop out these buyers before going up. So this low is not necessarily the bottom. I think it's extremely likely to be. However, I'm not so concrete on it. I'm telling you this area is the bottom, not necessarily specifically this low. I think it's extremely likely though that this low is going to be the bottom. Okay, that's one scenario that could play out against what I said. But other than that, this level, inevitable. I've entered the longs ever since it started dipping. My average entry is around 18K, 19K, somewhere between there. Okay, next thing I'm going to talk about is, I want to actually talk a little bit more about Bitcoin. So I also think once it gets up to this level, this is a area with heavy supply. Some of you may think, oh, it's heavy supply, so we must go down. No. When we hit a resistance level, it doesn't mean we'll go down. The way I see it, most of the times we're going to go up. Why? Because in this case, there's tons of sellers over here. Why would the banks take price down once we hit this level? Why would the guys with the big money take price down when we hit this level? All the retail traders want to sell over here, right? Because price is in a premium, and they're just not gonna buy. They're gonna wait for a mitigation that's never gonna come. What are they gonna do? What's more convenient to do when price is right over there? It's more convenient to sell over here. What does that mean? That means the banks can buy more. Okay, and if the banks buy more, you'll see price holding around here and consolidating around here. Now from here, it's all speculation, right? But what I believe will happen is we'll see a consolidation over here, another expansion, and now this expansion will lead us into the next area with a lot of sellers, and then over there I believe we'll see another consolidation throughout this entire area, and then finally a big expansion to liquidate all of them around there, and then from there push to a new all-time high. Make sense? Cool. So those are my thoughts on Bitcoin. This is the way I view the markets. If you're interested in learning more about it, just join my Telegrams. You can talk to me over there. I also do some private coaching, so you can message me for that. Anyways, let's go to Dogecoin. So Dogecoin is having a bullish accumulation over here. Now, why am I saying that? Okay, so Dogecoin is around a resistance level over here, right? Now, what would make more sense? What would make the most sense over here? Okay, let's just think with logic. Okay, so we have a resistance level, and retail traders are taught to sell in the premium, especially when they see a resistance level like this, right? Now, how come this low held? How come this low is still existing, right? I'll tell you why. So again, let's go back to that example. If somebody in your neighborhood would sell half the apartment, price would take a dip. How come price is reacting so poorly from this resistance level? I'll tell you why. The banks are buying from you when you're selling over here. That's what they're doing. And then where are they going to aim for? Obviously, there is another resistance level right over here. another resistance level. So many people are going to be setting their stops above here, thinking they're smart. Or some are even going to be shorting over here with like a stop over here, thinking they're smart. No, they're not. They're going to get stopped out. Price is going to target above this. I don't think they're going to be selling to these stops, even though that's possible. All I'm telling you guys is we're going to go up here. But I think considering Bitcoin and considering my overall thoughts on Doge, I think they won't be buying out these stops, and they'll just allow for a short squeeze to take us up above this high. And overall, I believe Doge will put in a new all-time high, and I'll tell you why. I believe in Doge a lot. I believe it will go all the way up there. For the reason being, to get up here, it only needs about 100 billion market cap. And with the economy, with the dollar topping out, meaning there's an increase of supply, that means new money flow into the economy. I think that's an opportunity for altcoins to expand, including the entire crypto market. So I could see this happening. This is certainly possible because we've been here before. And with Elon Musk being now the most influential person on earth, being more influential than ever, I think that this is very likely that we will put in a new all-time high, and Doge will be one of the most dominant altcoins. Obviously, apart from ETH. And yeah. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Doge. It's currently at about a $12 billion market cap. So it's going to have at least a 10x, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm long Doge from this area. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the market right now. I'm also actually long on the S&P 500. I entered my S&P 500 longs down here in this dip. Reason being, we came up to this resistance level, and the way we rejected from it, it was just, I didn't buy that. I saw the way we rejected from it. I called bullshit. I thought the banks were buying from all of the people who were selling over here. I saw this break of structure to induce more selling. I saw how we were consolidating around this level, and I just called bullshit. I bought over here, and so far, I entered probably around here. So far, I'm up 5.4%. Overall, I'm targeting mainly this SNR level, maybe this resistance level, and after that, if it slows down too much, I may just close it around there. Otherwise, I may hold it for a new all-time high. Those are my thoughts on the S&P. I have been calling this for a while. Reason I thought we would see a reversal here is because first I predicted when we were around here, I predicted we will go up there and then down here. I sent that in my Discord. Next, what I thought would happen would be, so this move up is to engineer buyers, meaning their sell stops at this low. Then we move under this low, but watch what happens when we move under this low. Price holds around here. It doesn't take a big dip. It just holds around here. This means there's buyers around here. Institutions are buying, starting to accumulate longs. Then we break structure to the upside. That means we're engineering more sell-side liquidity over here. Then we stop out everyone from here, and now we see a big-ass candle like this with equal buying and selling pressure over here. We know who sold over here. The guys who got stopped out. But who the fuck bought over here? That's the banks. The banks had limits down here, and that's why we saw a candle like this. Anyways, then we proceeded to consolidate around this resistance level, this bearish OB, these two bearish candles. What does that tell me? This tells me they are inducing people to short around here so they can manipulate their stops up here. Then I like the way price gets above that. We continue up. We tap this resistance level. Now, in my opinion, because the banks have accumulated longs, I'm calling bullshit on this level. I don't think it's going to hold. I see us engineering more sellers. So I decide I'll buy around here. And that's pretty much the narrative for this trade. Anyways, the best target for this, in my opinion, is right over here. This SNR level, I think that's going to get manipulated because that's where the most buy-side liquidity rests. If you'd like to learn more about this way of analyzing, there's a group of like-minded people you can join. It's in my Discord. Just DM me. And peace. See you guys.